I am Ajanta Priyadarshini from GIT Gangapatna, and today I am here to present before you a topic on some theorems. The theorems will be from your Thevenin's theorem as well as Norton's theorem. So let's start with the Thevenin's theorem. So if we talk about the Thevenin's theorem, it is about how we are reducing a complex circuit into a simple circuit. So if I talk about suppose this is one complex circuit and across that we have the AB terminals with RL load. This will be reduced to, this complex circuit will now be reduced to, we will be having so here you can see that the complex circuit representing the AB terminals as the load terminals will now be reduced to Thevenin's equivalent circuit. And what is Thevenin's equivalent circuit? It is comprising of the Thevenin's voltage in series with the Thevenin's resistance, that is your RTH, and across that we have, across the AB terminals we are having the RL load. So the thing is that how a complex circuit can be reduced to a simple circuit, that is called your Thevenin's theorem. And this part is your Thevenin's equivalent circuit. This part is the Thevenin's equivalent circuit. So let us derive one example where I can explain better how to go for a Thevenin's equivalent circuit. This is one circuit where I have to find out the Thevenin's equivalent circuit. So how will we go for a Thevenin's equivalent circuit? The foremost thing to how to solve is that first you have to recognize which one is your RL load. That means if I get to know that, find the current, the question is asked, find the current flowing through the 5 ohm resistor. So 5 ohm resistor means that part is my RL load. So for the foremost thing to go for to solve for Thevenin circuit is to first recognize the RL load. If 5 ohm is my RL load, that means my first step is to recognize the RL and across that remove the RL part and just cross open it, and across that you have to find out VTH. VTH is your Thevenin's voltage. Across RL we are opening the terminals and across this we have to find out the VTH. So how will we go for the VTH? As you all know that this circuit has been opened up, so it is one loop. So how will we solve? We'll go for the current by using KVL. We are going to solve and traveling from minus to plus, so that will be 12. Then same direction, minus 4i, then minus 2i, then minus 6i is equals to 0. So from here I can get 2, 4, 6, 4, 2, 6, 6, 6, 12. So that will be 12 minus 12i, that is equal to 0. So I will be 1 ampere. So we got that my I, that is the total current flowing, will be I, that is equal to 1 ampere. So I got the total circuit current. Now the main thing is I have to get out the VTH. So again I will treat this one as a smaller loop because this is going to be, this is open. But from here you have to find out the VTH. So now this will be treated as a smaller loop. So smaller loop, how will we solve that? The smaller loop will be, again applying the KVL, we will have 12 minus 4i plus to minus. Let this be plus, let this be minus. We are traveling from plus to minus, so that will be minus VTH equal to 0. I have already got the value of I, and that is 1 ampere. So that will be 12 minus 4 is equal to VTH. So VTH will be equal to 12 minus 4, that is equal to 8 volt. So I got the voltage as 8 volt. I already got the VTH. My next step is to find out RTH. So what we will do, where we have find out the VTH, across that only we have to find out the RTH, but one thing is that all the voltage sources should be short circuited and all the current sources should be open circuited. So here you can see that across this I have to find out RTH and the voltage sources should be shorted, will be short circuited, all the current sources should be open circuited. So across finding this RTH we have this two will be in parallel and with this it is in series. So I have RTH is equals to 2 plus 6, 8, then parallel 8 ohm parallel 4 ohm. So that will be 8 into 4 divided by 8 plus 4, 32 by 12. That will be across 8 by 3 ohm. Something like that. So I got VTH, RTH. So now it's time for making the Thevenin's equivalent circuit. So if we go for the Thevenin's equivalent circuit, I have already I had got the VTH. VTH was 8 volt and RTH I got 8 by 3 ohm and RL is about I had already had RL that was 5 ohm. And this is my current IN. So already I have got the Thevenin's equivalent circuit. Only one thing is has to find out, that is IN. What will be how to find out IN? The load current, the main current. That means the formula says VTH divided by RTH plus RL. So already I have the value of VTH, that is equal to 8 volt, divided by RTH is 8 by 3. So 8 by 3 will be across 3 2s are 6, so 2.3. Let it be 2.3 plus RL is 5. So my current will be 8 divided by 7.5. So 0.8 ampere. So this will be my IL current, that is 0.8 ampere is flowing through this. So hence we come to an end that this is your Thevenin's equivalent circuit. This is my Thevenin's equivalent circuit, where it is deriving that a complex circuit is being reduced to a simple circuit, and the simple circuit should comprise of the Thevenin's voltage VTH, the Thevenin's resistance RTH and the load across the A-B terminals. This is the Thevenin's equivalent circuit. If I come to the Norton's equivalent circuit or the Norton's theorem, it is similar to the Thevenin's theorem. The only difference is that here we go for the voltage, but in Norton's we have to look for the current part. So if I look for that, in Norton's theorem, that is also the same. A complex circuit is being reduced to its equivalent circuit, and the equivalent circuit should comprise with the same complex circuit in Norton's theorem. What is the difference? The complex circuit, across the AB terminals you have the load resistance. This complex circuit is reduced to its Norton equivalent circuit, where Norton's equivalent circuit states that IN current, that is the Norton's current, is in parallel with the Norton's resistance, and that is parallel with your load resistance, with the main current I flowing. So the main thing is, here we have to find out the Norton's equivalent circuit or the current, main current I, and the main current I will be found out as IN into Rn by Rn plus Rn. So this is the way how we are going to find out the main current I. Suppose, for example, I am just explaining this Norton's, how to find it out. So if we are going to find out the current for the 6 ohm resistor, that means this will be treated as the load resistance, that means RL. So how will we first go for this RL? What we were doing in Thevenin's, there we were just removing the load terminals, and across that we were applying a open circuit, that is VTH. But here, after recognizing the RL part, here we are going to short circuit that branch, and across this the IN current is going to be flown. What is the IN current? That is your Norton's current. So how will we find the Norton's current? It is simple. Here we can see that since here we have to go for the current division rule, because we already have the main current I, we have the resistance 2 over here, and we have another resistance 4 over here. So it's very simple to find out the Norton's current. So IN will be the main current I, that is 5, into, by going for the current division rule, into the opposite resistance, that means 2 divided by 2 plus 4. So that will be 5 into 2 by 6, that is equals to 10 by 6, or else 5 by 3 ampere. So my IN current, that means my Norton's current, comes out to be 5 by 3 ampere. After finding the IN current, then we will go for the RL. Same as we were finding for VTH, that is for Thevenin's. Here also we will go for the Norton's resistance. But same, where the IN was flowing, that means the short circuited branch where it was flowing, there itself we will find out the Rn, but all the current sources should be open and all the voltage sources should be short circuited. So here, looking at this terminal from this RL, we can see that this is open, but this too is your in series, because no resistance is over there. So this two are in series. So Rn is equals to 4 plus 2, that is 6 ohm. So we find out the IN, we found out the Rn. Now comes with so we have IN is equals to 5 by 3, Rn equal to 6 ohm. 1.67 ampere. Okay, we got IN, we got RN. Now we will go for the main current I. So if I draw the Norton's equivalent circuit, this is my IN. I had found it as 1.67 ampere. After that, in parallel with IN, that is your RN was 6 ohm. And now I have to go for the RN. I have already known this. It was 5 ohm. So across this is my AB terminal, and here I have to find out the main current I. So again we can go for the current division rule, because we are having the divisions. So here I is equals to, the main current I is equals to, here Norton's current 1.67 into the opposite resistance 6 divided by 6 plus 5, that means Rn plus Rn. IN into Rn by Rn plus Rn. So here we will go for 10.02 divided by 11. So we will have 0.1 ampere. So this is my 0.1 ampere. It comes out. That means my main current I is equals to 0.1 ampere. So hence, if we draw the Norton's equivalent circuit, we will have IN in parallel with RN and in parallel with your RN. So this is your Norton's equivalent circuit. The only difference I will say is, in Thevenin's we go for the voltage part, and for Norton's we go for the current part. There the voltage sources are just, the RN part is opened up, and across that we find out the VTH. Here the RL part is being short circuited, it is removed, and across that we are putting a short to find out the IL current. So this is the only basic difference, and thank you for this. Thank you for watching.